my sound is okay for you. And if you have any requests or if you have any injuries or anything you'd like me to be aware of, please just write it in the chat or unmute yourself once you're fully connected. Huh? Oh, is that where you went to the club? Yeah. Oh shoot, I'm so sorry. I know it kind of came in here. I was like, wait a minute, I know it's on 2 weeks, but you were good. Oh, I'm sorry.
So we're warming up.
I thought you were like changing or something, and I would have told you. Yeah. Yeah, they're hiding them, I'm sure, making it not so cluttered over here. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got those too. Yeah. Were you going to cross 2 weekends?
One of them.
Oh, nice. How was it?
It's really it's very different. Good.
Yeah.
There's more instructor is a self-admitted or cardio essentially.
Oh yeah.
Workout.
Yeah.
Stretches and some yoga poses, but it was not the same. Whatever.
Yeah, sure. Cool. So I have a plan, but I'm also happy to do that plan. You guys have anything that you're like dying to work on or anything? No? Okay, cool. So we're gonna like quickly every 10 or 45 minute class and hit everything. So weird. This person's audio says it's not connecting, so I don't know if she's really there or not. Well, hopefully she can hear me. All right, this is a nice, comfortable seated position. That can look like many things. I like to sit on a block. You can just sit nice and normal, maybe extend one leg out if that feels good to you. And just bring your hands onto your knees or on top of the other on your lap. And close your eyes. Soften the belly. Allow the weight of the shoulders to drop down the spine. And find your breath. Without trying to manipulate or change it, just observe your breathing for a moment. In yoga, we first and foremost find our breath. When we find our breath, we open to grace. The idea of opening to grace can be a little abstract, but for me, I like to think of it as this opening of my breath to a certain possibility of what if. What if I could breathe a little bit deeper, a little bit more intimately within myself? And then what can my body do? As we move through our asanas today, I invite you to open yourself to grace in poses that might feel new, give yourself grace to something different, and also just to give grace to your breath. So with that, just take a really big inhale and one of the deepest breaths you've had all week. And open the mouth and sigh it out. Do that 2 more times, just on your own time. Really nice and hearty breath in. And open the mouth and sigh it out. Last one. Just notice already now the rhythm of your breathing, how the body might have shifted a little bit just from breathing. So simple, but yet so impactful. Take one more soft breath in. And slowly open the mouth and exhale it out. Slowly open your eyes and we'll meet in a nice tabletop position. So go ahead and root the inner edges of your hands down into the mat. And I really mean like the thumb and the index finger. Flex both feet and hug the inner thighs towards one another like you have a little block or ball between the thighs. And then take a big inhale as you round the spine. And exhale, lift and lengthen as you arch. We'll do a few rounds of cat-cows. And if it feels good to close your eyes and just link breath and movement here, go ahead and do so. Reminding ourselves that our practice is really for us and in service for us. This is a really nice moment to linger in any place that wants a little bit more lingering. Maybe doing a few little circles. Two more breaths on your own timing. At the bottom of your next exhalation, come back to a nice neutral spine. Pull the belly button to the back of the spine, rib cage to the back of the spine. Extend the right leg nice and long. Yeah, and you can lift it up parallel to your hips. Nice. Hug the inner thighs towards one another so you can really feel that right hip draw down towards the mat. Keeping that, exhale the left bicep over the ear. Shoot energy out the fingertips and out the heel. And then inhale, bring the knee and elbow together, curve. Exhale, lengthen. We'll do this 2 more times, nice and slow and controlled. Pulling the belly button to the back of the spine. Lengthen. Nice. Relax. Go ahead and bring the hand down, bring the knee down. Maybe wag your hips from side to side for a moment. Adjust your hands if you need. And at the bottom of your next exhalation, extend the left leg nice and long. Hug the inner thighs towards one another. Lift the leg up. Flex that left foot. And then exhale, extend the right arm, bicep over the ear. And stretch your fingertips and heels in opposite directions. Take a big inhale as you pull the rib cage to the back of the spine, the belly button to the back of the spine, and exhale, knee to elbow, and lengthen. 2 more times. Nice and slow and controlled. Good, last one. Good, bring your hand down, bring your knee down, wag the hips from side to side. Again, root the inner edges of your hands down to the ground. Hug the inner thighs towards one another, like you have that block in between the thighs. And exhale, lift the knees up an inch off the ground, covering the heel. Nice, so just sort of activating our core here a bit. Soften in between the shoulder blades and look out just a bit. Then take one more inhale in. And exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Maybe adjust anything that needs to be adjusted. Find your breath. And exhale, come to the top of the plank. Good. Notice if you need to adjust your feet or your hands a little bit, keep them where they are. And exhale, press back into a downward facing dog. The length of our plank is the length of our down dog. Good. Inhale, gather energy up the limbs to the bottom of the heart. Keeping that. Exhale, root back down through your arms as you stretch your thighs back and soften the heels down, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to the top of the plank. Exhale, bend the knees, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Hug the inner thighs towards one another. Put the toenails down into the ground. Take one more breath here. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look at the top of your mat, step or jump. And inhale the arms high to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Linking breath and movement here. We'll do this 2 more times, just this. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Last one. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Stay down here for a moment. Go ahead and grab your block with the left hand. Good. And slowly roll up the spine with your block and hand. I had a heavy arm exercise. I love this. You can bring your arms right in front of you. Let me make sure I can see. Press your palms as hard as you can into your block. Take a big inhale in. Lift the shoulder bones up, like towards your ears, and then exhale, pull the shoulder bones up. Yes, you can really feel the scapula on the back. Keeping that, exhale the arms high to the sky. Nice. Notice the opening of the shoulder blades here. Good. Take a big inhale as you really press into your block, and exhale, bend down the chair. Good. Hug the inner thighs towards one another. Make sure the knees are over the third or fourth toe. Look out in front of you. Good. Draw the belly button to the back of the spine, rib cage into the back of the spine. Take one more big inhale in. Exhale, stretch everything up. Good. Go ahead and bring the block down. Try that one more time. Just without the block. Because that feeling of the shoulders really pulling back, drawing back, is a feeling you want to let it out. So inhale the arms up. Imagine that you're holding the block. Lift the shoulder bones up and pull the shoulder bones back. Keeping that, lift the arms up. You can even think about the thumbs moving to the back wall and exhale, chair pose. Hug the inner thighs towards one another. Draw the belly button to the back of the spine. Shoot energy out the fingertips and out the sit bones. Take 2 breaths here. One more deep breath in. And at the bottom of your exhalation, shoot everything high to the sky. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, root your arms down into the ground. Press back into a downward facing dog. Notice the difference in the arms and the shoulder blades here. Again, can you find your breath and open to grace, softening even a bit more in between the shoulder blades. Inhale the right leg high to the side. Exhale, catch your lunge. Good. Go ahead and lift this back thigh up. Keeping that, root the feet down into the ground and exhale the arms higher to the sky. Bend a little deeper in the front. Nice. Tuck the right hip back, left hip forward. Take a big inhale as you stretch the fingertips high to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Press back into a downward facing dog. Notice the difference from side to side. Inhale the left leg high to the sky. Exhale, catch the lunge. Lift the back thigh up, keeping that. Root the feet down as you press the arms high to the sky. Bend the knee a little bit more. And again, draw the rib cage back. Lift the thumbs back to the back wall. Maybe give yourself even a little baby arch here. One more huge breath in, shooting energy out the fingertips. And exhale, root back down for downward facing dog. Inhale, come to the top of the plank. Exhale, bend the knees or full chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Draw the lower legs towards one another. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Good. Go ahead and rotate the back foot. Internally rotate the toes. And then hug your legs towards one another like you have a big beach ball in between your thighs and you're trying to squeeze it. Keeping that, exhale the arms parallel to the mat for warrior two. Nice. Again, draw the legs in towards one another and shoot energy out between both fingertips. Take a big inhale in. Exhale out. Flip the front palm and lean back. Lean back into the shoulder blades and back to the head. Exhale, come back up to warrior two. Go ahead and interlace your hands right behind you in your sacrum. Pull your fingertips apart like we're really creating some tension there. And then softly stretch the elbows, lift the shoulder blades up back together, and exhale, hinge forward for humble warrior. Getting a big shoulder stretch here. Really feel the strength of your legs here as you draw the legs towards one another. Take one more big inhale in. And at the bottom of your exhalation, press your feet down, come back up. Come back to warrior two, straighten this front leg. If you have your blocking, go ahead and put on the outside of the front foot. Again, really drawing the legs towards one another so you can really feel the engagement of the hamstrings here. Exhale, reach really far out. Go ahead and bring your hand down to your block. And lift your left arm parallel to your shoulder. Good. Get really soft in between the shoulder blades. So you can think about that shoulder moving back. Yeah, Stacey, how was it coming backward? So you want to think about having you to force the shoulders back, but like trying to broaden this part. Yeah, nice. You can think about like leaning into a wall. I think you're just leaning up against the wall on this pose. Take another huge inhale in. Then exhale, press your feet down to the ground and back up. Nice. Then front knee warrior two. And then windmill the arms to the front of the mat, press back into downward dog. Notice the difference from side to side. Take your breath here. Inhale, come to the top of the plank. Stay here for a hot second. Look out forward. Can you draw the front of the heart forward as you draw the heels back? Soften between the shoulder blades. Might feel a little tremble. Hug those inner thighs towards one another, keeping the inner thighs towards one another. Take a big inhale in as you exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Hug those inner thighs in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale the left leg high to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Rotate that back foot down. Make sure the toes are internally rotated. And again, hug those inner thighs towards one another. You exhale, the arms parallel to the mat forward. Good. This time, really bend nice and deep keeping that front and make sure that you go to the third or fourth toe. And then reach back with your back fingertips towards the back wall. And bend a little bit deeper. You're going to feel not so much weight on that front foot. Take another big inhale as you soften and open the heart. Then exhale, flip the palm and down. Nice big side arm stretch. Another big inhale. And exhale, so back. Warrior two. Go ahead and interlace the hands right behind you. Again, really pull the fingertips apart, keeping that. Stretch the elbows, lift the shoulder blades up, back and together. And exhale, hinge at the hips for humble warrior. So keep on drawing the legs towards one another. Really feeling the strength and power of our root system, our legs. Maybe softly shaking the head out, yes I know. Taking another huge inhale in. And exhale, root the feet down into the ground and come back up. Under your arms, notice the difference between the arms. Straighten the front leg up and move your block to the outside of the front foot. Good. Again, really hug the legs towards one another. So imagine you're about to push ball right there that we're squeezing the inner thighs with. Then exhale, reach really far forward. Go ahead and place your left hand down. Move the block that feels comfortable for you. So I'm going to go a little bit more forward, a little bit back. This is closer to you. Yeah. Maybe we need the floor to be a little bit higher. Good. Lean back on the shoulder blades. Nice. Good. So the shoulder blades back. So it's like the difference between this and the shoulder onto the back. Yeah, it's good. We feel that difference. Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, we feel like yeah, right. Take another big inhale and as you draw energy up to the core of the pelvis, keeping that root back down through your legs as you slowly come back to warrior two. Good. Take a breath here, round round, windmill the arms to the front, press back into a deck. And notice the difference from each side out. Taking a huge breath in. Soft breath out. Inhale, come to the top of the plank. Stay here for that moment. Really soften in between the shoulder blades here. Hug those inner thighs towards one another. Heart moving forward, heels moving back. Take another big inhale in. Exhale, chaturanga, bend the knees if you want. Inhale up, facing down. And exhale, come back down to the floor. Bring your arms out right in front of you. For space to this, my forearms are nice and right in front of me. Really spread the fingertips apart, energetically hug the forearms together. Soften in between the shoulder blades. Think about the heart lifting up. Again, hug those inner thighs as we're protecting the low back. Just take a big inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in. And exhale. Slowly roll down into your stomach. Take a nice little pillow with your hand. Again, hug those inner thighs towards one another. And bend your right knee. Go ahead and grab the foot. A little thigh stretch here. Good, if that's too much, you can always grab a little soft. Good. Hug the inner thighs towards one another. Then press your foot into your hand. And into foot, breathing out. Good. And then draw the sit bones, this nice building goes to the left, down towards the heel. Pull the belly down to the back of the spine. Maybe even flexing the right foot. Notice how it might give you a little bit of a different stretch. And then exhale, slowly let it go. Good. Rotating your hands to the pillow. Hug the inner thighs towards one another. Bend the left knee, go ahead and grab the left foot. Again, pressing your foot into hand into foot, really creating that tension, and then draw the sit bones down. And you can play with flexing the left heel if you like. Another big inhale in as you draw the inner thighs towards one another. Pull the belly button to the back of the spine. One more big inhale in. And exhale, let it go. Take a nice pillow with your hands, flag your hips from side to side. Good. Again, hug those inner thighs towards one another. Really imagine a block in between. And think about all your 10 toes flicking down into the mat. So almost as if you have the kneecap off the ground. And then extend your arms nice and long. Keep your forehead on the ground. Pull the belly button to the back of the spine. Pull the ribcage in. You can imagine this is like what a handstand feels like on the ground. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another. Take a big inhale and keep doing all this. And exhale, lift the arms up, lift the legs. You can lift the arms up as well. Yeah, nice. Draw the shoulder bones back, look forward. Hug those inner thighs towards one another. Shoot energy out all 10 fingers, out all 10 toes. Take another big inhale in. Then exhale, draw everything down. Create a nice pillow with your hands, rock your hips to the side. And one more big inhale in. Exhale out. Go ahead and bring your hands right next to your chest. Hug the inner thighs towards one another. Press your hands down into the ground to come back. Press back into the downward facing dog. Good. Notice any difference in your down dog right now. Find your breath. Open to grace. Take another big inhale in. And exhale, look at the top of your mat, step or jump. Inhale your arms high to the sky. And exhale, bring the arms down onto the heart center. Bend the knees a little bit. So we're going to come into one standing balance. We're going to come into a standing. So bring your feet to a nice parallel position. Draw the inner thighs towards one another. Then bring the weight all the way over to your left foot so the right is nice and light. Go ahead and bend the right knee. Flex that foot. And already here, really draw the down of your back side. Rotate. Good. Pull the shoulder bones back. Good. Go ahead and rotate that front to the floor. And then even just here, press your right foot into your left thigh into the foot. And then bend down for sitting in a little chair. So figure 4 chair. Nice everyone. Hug the legs towards one another. Make sure that your standing is over your big toe. And it's cool if there's some wobbling. That's part of balance. There's always motion and movement. Think of the whole body drawing into the center of your pelvis. Another big inhale, a little bit deeper. Maybe if you want, you can draw your arms up, just like you do chair pose. Another lift the right hand up. But slowly bring the arms down and put down. Without trying to fidget. Just notice the difference between the legs. Put your eyes for a moment. Notice the difference in the hips and hamstrings. Keep the breath. Soften the belly. And slowly open the eyes. Look down at your feet again. Rotate the weight, or not rotate, but move the weight over to the right foot. So I thought the left is nice and light. And then really think about rotating down into the right foot. Flex that foot and bring your hands onto the knee. Or even hands on your hips, whatever you want. Good, already here, draw that leg onto the back of the spine. Rib cage to the back of the spine. Then go ahead and turn the foot to the floor. Press the foot into the thigh, side foot. And exhale, bend down. So you get a little chair back in the mat. Then make sure that knee is over the third or fourth toe. And then again, really think about drawing everything to your center. The center of your pelvis and abdominals. Notice that one leg might feel a little bit shakier than the other. That's totally normal. Hug the legs towards one another. Either stay here, maybe draw the arms, the biceps over here. Shooting energy out the fingertips out to sit down. Another big inhale in. And exhale, draw everything up. Woo. Nice. Then bring your arms around the legs down without closing your eyes. Notice that it doesn't sound sad. And then keeping your eyes closed, we're going to move through a vinyasa with our eyes closed. So take a big inhale as you lift the arms up. Exhale forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, either jump or step back into a plank pose. Good, press back into the downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Keeping the eyes closed if you like. Inhale, come to the top of the plank. Exhale, chaturanga up. Pull the shoulder blades back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Finding your breath. Giving a huge inhale in. And exhale out. Last little bit before we move onto our backs. Inhale the right leg high to the sky. Go ahead and bend that knee and draw big circles with your knee. So really getting into the hips up. Good. And then reverse the directions. I'm really just like rotating in that hip. Yeah. This should feel really yummy and juicy. Then go ahead and bring that foot down. Inhale the left leg high to the sky, bend the knee. Go ahead and draw really big circles with the knee into the hip socket. Reverse directions. Good. Come back to downward facing dog. We're going to move to wild thing. So if you've never done it before, you can come down on your knees and watch me. I'll demonstrate for a moment. So wild thing is a little back bend. So I'm going to take a big inhale in. I'm going to lift my heels up. I'm going to bring my heels over to the left side. I'm really going to root the inner edges of my hand down into the floor. So I'm going to step my top foot back. I'm going to use the strength of my feet to press down to lift my pelvis out and then arch back. Again, I really want to make careful of the shoulder. So I don't want to like use the strength of the shoulder. So I really want to draw the shoulder in, draw the shoulders towards one another and reach out. And then slowly, if you want, I love to do this, play a little bit of slow coming back to the floor. A little bit of balance in there if you like. Downward facing dog. I'll take a break. So, again, most important thing for wild thing is to really check out for those shoulders. Because the shoulders are, it's like one small joint, and they're very vulnerable. And if you don't have super strong muscles around the shoulders, you gotta be careful. But that doesn't mean you can't do it. You just have to be mindful of how we're practicing. So again, fall back into your downward facing dog. Already here, notice the shoulder blades. Can you soften a bit more in between the shoulder blades, drawing the shoulder blades back? So take a big inhale as you lift the heels high. Bring the heels over to the right side. Root the inner edge of your right hand down into the ground. And exhale, bring the left foot back. Press your feet into the ground and lift the pelvis up. Lift the arm. Draw that right shoulder into the back. Good. And then when you're ready, you can slowly come back. More straight up. Yes, that's what you want. That's sort of like what you want. Then you can press it down. You can come out of it. You can totally come out of it. For the next side. Yeah. Take a moment to bend your knees, find a child's pose if you need in between. I know you get a lot on the wrists and on the shoulders. Really feel your back with your breath here. Good. Then when you're ready, make your way back into your downward dog. We'll go over to the left side. And if anybody has a little bit of problem with shoulders, I have really hypermobile ones, so I have to be crazy careful. Sometimes I like to just rotate my hands out a little bit. It gives me like a lot more stability to find the shoulder bones moving back instead of them being parallel. Little trick. So go ahead, press back into a nice downward facing dog. Take a breath, open to grace. Take a big inhale, and as you lift the heels up, bring the heels over to the left side this time. Again, root the inner edges of the left hand down. Bring the right foot back. Bend that knee, straighten the left. Yes. And then press your feet down to the ground. Lift the hips up. Nice. And then lean back to the shoulder blades. Find the opening of the chest and the heart. Ooh. Anytime when you're ready to slowly come out of it, you can really shoot energy out of your hips. And then make your way to a downward facing dog. Good. Filling your back with your breath, really illuminating the back side. Illuminating the kidneys. Taking one more deep inhale as you soften the forehead down into the ground and soften the heart. When you're ready, just sort of rotate your feet over. Come to sit on your butt. We'll do one last little core thing before we move on to our backs. So go ahead and bring your hands onto the back of your hamstring. If you want, actually, just bring your, literally pull the flesh from the buttocks out so you can sit nice and tall on those building sit bones, right? But we always try to sit on, but a lot of times we're hanging out here, which isn't not so great for the low back after a long period of time. So sitting nice and tall on the sit bones, bring your hands onto the hamstrings. Soften the shoulder blades back. Pull the belly button to the back of the spine. Rotate to the back of the spine. And then just slightly lean back from the sit bone. Yes, you should feel the abdominals light on here. And maybe lift one foot up. Flex that foot. And if you want, you can try to practice the other one, coming into both toes. And so now we're sort of leaning a little bit more to the sacrum. Bend the knees a little bit more, hug the inner thighs towards one another. Soften the shoulder blades back. Again, I'm sort of leaning back into the shoulder blades, leaning back at the head. And then if this feels like, yeah, I got this, you can lift the arms out. Whew, thank goodness, I've not done this in a minute. Take a big inhale in. If it feels good, maybe straighten the legs. Oh my God. Hi, Saturday. Give yourself a good smile. Go ahead and bend your knees down. Bend your knees. Just open this up a little bit. Give yourself a nice little forward fold here. Lock the hips a bit. Taking a big inhale in. And good, coming back to that position. And then just slowly rolling down. Bringing your arms out to a nice T, and windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Enjoying the rock of the pelvis and the softening of the belly. Maybe even just closing your eyes here. And the next time the knees are on the right side, we're going to kind of leave them there for a nice little supine twist. Flexing both feet. You can stay here. Or you can bring your right foot on top of the left knee for some additive weight. And really try not to force the twist, but allow gravity to soften into the twist. And then maybe it feels good to allow the head to rock over to the opposite side. Really taking big inhales and exhales. Softening a little bit more. And at the bottom of your next exhalation, slowly bring the head to center. Bring the knees back to center. Take a breath before going over to the other side. Really reset the pelvis down into the ground. Really feeling the weight of the pelvis drop down. And then exhale, allow the knees to knock over to the left side, flexing both feet. And again, you can do what you did on the other side or something different for a supine twist. Stay here. Maybe the left foot goes on the right knee. And slowly allow your head to turn in the opposite direction. Feeling the softness of your breath. Move through the whole body. Exhale, slowly bring the head to center. Bring the knees back to center. Again, taking a breath, letting the pelvis reset down to the ground. Then doing any last poses you like to do before Shavasana, maybe hugging the knees to the chest or happy baby, rocking the pelvis from side to side, or doing little circles. Whatever you like. Taking a moment. When you're ready, just allow the legs to fall nicely onto the mat. Bring your hands down beside you, palms facing up or palms facing down. Maybe one hand on the heart center and one hand on the belly. Find your breath. Allow the eyes to fall back into their sockets. Unclench the jaw. Allow the tongue to soften in the mouth. Feeling the weight of the shoulders drop down as the heart and chest soften. Softening in the belly. Breathing down both arms and both wrists and all 10 fingers. Breathing into the hips. Unwinding the hips. Softening down both legs, both ankles, and all 10 toes. Breathing into the whole body. Noticing how the breath is intrinsically connected to our body. As we open ourselves to grace, we open up to a possibility, to an expansion. And I invite you to take that little mantra, opening to grace, for the rest of your day, whatever the day looks like. Anytime something feels hard or there's tension, you just need a moment. Just call upon that sweet little sentence, open to grace. Take a big inhale in and exhale, sigh it out. Do that one more time. Again, one of the biggest breaths you've had all week. Exhale, sigh it out. Slowly roll over to one side, the body. Feel your weight of the head, the weight of the hip, and really drop down on the ground as you soften the belly. For a moment, feel that three-dimensionality of your breath, front, back, and side. That three-dimensionality is happening all the time. Slowly press your hands to the wall and back up to that nice, comfortable seated position. Keep your eyes closed if that feels good to you. Finish where we started. So just taking a breath here as you soften the belly and soften the shoulders. Notice how you're feeling now and from the beginning. One, sweep back in. Sweep back out. Bring your hands to under the mudra of the Thank you so much for joining the class today. Great rest of your weekend on this beautiful Saturday. Enjoy peace. Thank you. Go wake up call from the trunks. Sort of. Thank you, Heather. I hope you could hear everything. Let me know if you couldn't, okay? Thank you.